Welcome, everyone. Before we can dive in, we want to quickly acknowledge the fact that you all decided to attend this session, even though it was scheduled at lunch hour. So, a special thank you from our entire team here for everyone here in the room. Having said that, we promise to delight you with our product, Developer Connect, for the next 45 minutes and showing you how we are transforming the world of AI agents and developer productivity. So why did we choose this topic today? As organizations are shifting from simply building AI agents to managing them at scale, the challenge becomes, how do we deploy them securely? And once they are live, how do we prove their value? For example, how stable are these deployments? Or how is AI impacting the velocity of our teams? Today, we are going to show you how Google Cloud's Developer Connect can address these challenges by bridging the gap between your source code management tools and your agentic workflows. I am Bhavna Seshadri, Senior Product Manager for Developer Connect at Google Cloud. I'll start off today's session with a high-level overview of Developer Connect platform, and then I'll be joined by our technical lead, Yeshwanth Gunasekaran, who has some exciting demos planned for all of you. So let's get started with what is Developer Connect. Developer Connect is the easiest way to connect your Google Cloud services and agentic workflows to source code management tools that you already use. Connecting to source code management tools or SCM tools can involve manual hurdles and slowing down your teams. Developer Connect addresses this friction point by providing you with a single, secure integration point for all your SCM connectivity needs. Also, we just don't stop at connection. We are not simply building a bridge. We are adding intelligence to it. By combining deployment insights with connection, we are allowing you to move from being just connected to fully informed throughout your development lifecycle. Now that you get a big picture of what Developer Connect is, let's try to understand how it works. Developer Connect is really built on 3 core pillars. 1, connection. 2, attribution. 3, insights. Let's start with connection, or connectivity without compromise, as I would like to call it. And why is that? Whether you're in GitHub, GitLab, Bitbucket, Secure Source Manager, it could be the SaaS version or the enterprise version. Doesn't matter. Developer Connect can meet your source code where it lives. Are you dealing with the complexities of on-prem repositories behind private firewall networks? No problem. Developer Connect can build a secure bridge from your private network to the Google Cloud ecosystem. Second, intelligent attribution. As agents become first-class citizens in your cloud workflows, it becomes extremely important to understand who or what performed a certain action. Developer Connect provides fine-grained attribution for both autonomous agents as well as agents that act on humans' behalf. We also provide authentication credentials for MCP, or Model Context Protocol endpoints. This way, you can access your SCM's MCP endpoint with the right identity without having to worry about the risk of long-lived tokens. Third, insights. This is really where intelligence comes in. By listening to source code management events, build provenance, and tying it with GCP runtimes, Developer Connect is able to give you features like deployment insights. Also, in the future, we plan to give you features like AI attribution metrics and your classic DORA-style metrics like development velocity, and deployment stability. We will cover more of this in the demo section of this presentation. Now that we all get a good understanding of how Developer Connect works, let's see where it is present in the Google Cloud ecosystem. Developer Connect is present across many services in Google Cloud, but we would like to classify it at a high level into two use cases. One, connect to deploy. These are your typical automatic CI/CD, GitOps type of workflows. Whether you are deploying an agent on agent runtime, running an application on Cloud Run, managing data pipelines on Dataform or BigQuery Studio, or even designing your application infrastructure on Application Design Center, Developer Connect always ensures that your services are connected to your source of truth. Next, connect to analyze. Now, these use cases are what closes the loop. By integrating with services like Cloud Hub and App Topology, Developer Connect is able to map your live deployments to the original commits. This way, we are able to give you an app-centric view that brings together the operational status as well as development insights. We support multiple runtimes on GCP, including GKE and Cloud Run. For today's presentation, we have planned live demos for both of these use cases. Let's start with the connect to deploy use case. In this section, we will be showing you how to connect a GitHub repository that has the source code for an agent to Developer Connect. Then we will leverage that Developer Connect connection to deploy an agent on agent runtime. As a quick reminder, agent runtime is the new name for Vertex AI agent engine. Now, as I promised earlier, we will invite Yesh to join us and walk us through the workflow of the demo. Yesh, can we get started?
Absolutely. Thanks, Bhavna. So for today's demo, we're going to be deploying our agent that's on the DevConnect agent repo that's hosted on github.com. Think of this as a lightweight agent, a hello world of AI agents.
Got it. And to keep it simple, Yesh, what is the expected outcome once this agent is live?
So once this agent is live, the agent must simply respond with the string, I have been successfully deployed from a GitHub repository. So the goal for today is to get this agent from GitHub all the way onto agent runtime via a secure and managed Developer Connect connection. And I want to stress on the fact that the connection is the star of the demo here and not the agent itself.
Got it. So if I understand currently, it's the connection that matters and the deployment from that connection that matters. We are not looking at how well an agent works or what it's doing, correct?
Absolutely.
All right. Let's get that connection started then.
So to create a connection, I'm going to head over to the Google Cloud Console. And this is the Developer Connect UI in the Google Cloud Console. This will be your central place to manage all your SCM connections. So to create a connection, I'm simply going to hit Link Repository. Now I have two options here. I can either choose to use an existing connection, or I can choose to create a brand new one. Since we've never connected to this repository before, let's create a new connection. From the providers list, I'm going to choose GitHub. But as you can see, we support a wide variety of SCM providers, all the way from GitHub, GitLab, Bitbucket, and our very own secure source manager. For the region, let's choose US Central 1. So this is where your connection metadata will live, and also your GitHub OAuth tokens via secret manager. Let's choose an appropriate name, and then hit continue. Now, as soon as I hit continue, Developer Connect is going to go through the OAuth handshake, and it's going to install the Developer Connect GitHub app onto this GitHub account. Let's hit continue. So here we have DevConnect trying to install our app. Let me scroll to the bottom and click on install. This should finish the OAuth handshake, and we should be redirected back to the Developer Connect UI. And now Developer Connect has found all the repositories that we have access to, and it's listed them here. I'm going to choose to link the Dev Connect agent repository. This is where our agent lives, and this is what we want to deploy for today. Let me go ahead and hit link at the bottom of my screen. Now, as you can see here, this creates a unique resource called a Git repository link, the one that I've highlighted here. This represents this connection that we just made and to the repository that we have here. And this unique resource URL can be used across various different GCP products to refer to this particular connection.
Great. So this Developer Connect connection can be the single source of truth with which you can deploy agents. This gets me super excited. And that's because this means that you don't have to deal with manual mirroring of code or moving the code from one place to another and dealing with the consequences of leaked credentials. Just a single secure connection, which is your source of truth that could be deployed, right?
Yes.
How do we deploy this on Agent Engine?
So to deploy onto Agent Engine, we have a couple of options. We can either use the Agent Engine APIs, or we can use the client libraries. So to keep it super simple for this demo, I'm going to use a Python client library via Cloud Shell. So let me head over to my Cloud Shell window that I have here. So in the interest of time, I've also written Python scripts to make this process easier. Let me show you what they look like. So here you can see that I'm using the Vertex AI APIs to make a deployment onto Agent Runtime. And I'm also giving Agent Runtime my exact Git repository link that we just created earlier on. So this is what tells Agent Runtime to go fetch my source code from my Git repository and using this connection. So let's go ahead and make a deployment. So this entire process of fetching the source code and creating a deployment takes around 3 to 4 minutes. In the interest of time, I've made another deployment. Let's go ahead and invoke that. So before I invoke it, let me show you the script that I'm going to be running. So all I'm doing here is simply fetching all the Agent Runtime instances on US East 1, and I'm going to invoke the first one. I have only one instance running on US East 1, so that should just be invoked. And there you have it. So our agent successfully responded. It's responded with the same string. I have been successfully deployed from the GitHub repository. So we have a successful deployment. Yeah.
Thank you, Yesh. So we have built a code lab for you so that you can try this on your own. If you liked what you saw and are excited to try it out yourself, please scan this QR code so that you can get started. We will now pivot to the next part of this presentation, which is a demo on the connect to analyze use case. In this section, we will be showing you how connecting a repository on Developer Connect is going to give you more than connection. It is going to build an automated platform for software delivery metrics. In many scenarios, enterprise source code does not live in domain that faces public internet. They're typically in enterprise versions of SCMs that are in private networks. So in today's demo, we are going to show you how to connect a GitHub enterprise repository on a private network to Developer Connect. Then we will use that Developer Connect connection to show you a brand new feature that can help you analyze and measure your engineering health and AI metrics over a period of time. Now, just like before, Yesh and I will walk you through the workflow and set the stage a bit. Yesh, can we get started?
Absolutely. So for this demo, the setup that we're looking at is we have a private GitHub enterprise server which has our repository, demo123. And for the purposes of this demo, we're going to assume that our group of developers are making changes to this repository using CLI-based AI agents. And they also have a local instrumentation tool installed onto their workspaces that sends us these AI contribution metrics.
You said CLI-based agents here. Are we restricting ourselves to any specific CLI agent, or are we open to multiple types of CLI agents?
So for our first release, we will support Gemini CLI and Claude Code. So the idea is to meet developers where they are and to support the tools that they have.
That's great. I will not stop you from continuing. What else is happening with this setup?
So as a platform admin, I want to connect my repository and via Developer Connect, and I want to enable the new software delivery insights feature set, and I want to look at my engineering health.
Great. Let's get that connection set up then.
So let me head over to the Google Cloud Developer Connect UI to start an SCM connection. And just like before, I'm going to hit link repository here. Again, this is a brand new connection. We've never made a connection onto our private instance before. So I'm going to hit create new connection. From the providers list, I'm going to choose GitHub Enterprise. For the region, let's choose the same region as before. Let's give it a reasonable name. For the host URL, I'm going to head over to my server and then copy the host URL of my server and then paste it here. Now, to configure the private networking details, I'm going to hit show more. And this should bring up the advanced configuration panel. So first, for the networking type, I'm going to choose private network access. This lets Developer Connect know that my instance isn't sitting on the public internet. Next, I'm going to choose a CS certificate chain. This allows Developer Connect to have a secure TLS handshake with my private instance. Next, for the service directory, I've pre-configured a service directory service. Let's choose that here. This lets Developer Connect to peer into our VPC to talk to our private instance. So this is what makes the networking possible. Next, let me scroll down and hit continue. So this should, again, start the same OAuth handshake with our private instance server. Something is wrong. Let me try to troubleshoot.
So you set up the connection, and now we have to enable the metrics, right? How do we go about doing that?
So to enable the metrics, we have a new configure metrics panel. And all you have to do is click on the checkbox. This automatically tells Developer Connect to start computing and tracking metrics for our repository over here. So it's as simple as that.
That's fantastic. How about existing connections? Can you enable this configuration on existing connections also? Think connections that were made even before this configuration was made possible.
Absolutely. So let's play the video, and then I'll show you how we can enable this for existing connections. So here, I'm going to hit more options, and we have built in a new UI element to tell you if metrics collection is enabled or disabled, and you hit more options and hit enable metrics collection. So this tells Developer Connect to start tracking metrics. Could you pause here?
All right. So now I see that you have probably selected a repository on which this metrics configuration has already been enabled, and now we can actually see the metrics. That's the most exciting part for me, because we can see what is really being tracked. Can you walk us through what is being tracked, Yesh?
Yes. So to get into this page, you need to go to the connection details page. We have a new metrics tab you can see on top. So on this tab, you have all our metrics that we collect for your repository. Our metrics are basically into three big buckets. The first one is AI trends. This is where you have your AI contribution and AI churn metrics. So this is all possible because of the local instrumentation tool that we have, which is sending Developer Connect contribution metrics. This is bucketed for the last 6 months. Next, you have PR lifecycle data. So this is how long it takes for PRs to be reviewed in your repository and how long it takes from your first commit to creating a PR. All of this is, again, bucketed for the last 6 months. Finally, if you connect your repository to our runtimes on Google Cloud, we automatically track these runtimes, and we tell you exactly what's happening on them. Here we have deployment frequency and deployment rollback rate for your repository and for your code changes on your code base.
Great. And before we finish this demo, Yesh, one question that comes to mind is, metrics like this is usually consumed by engineering leadership. They are not typically looking at the console. In such a scenario, what are the options for our enterprise users? How can they consume these metrics?
That's a great question, Bhavna. So we realize that flexibility is key here. Organizations have their own dashboards, they have their own data lakes. So what we have done is we have chosen to ingest these metrics into cloud logging. That way, from cloud logging, you can always export it to Google Cloud Storage or to BigQuery and consume it from there.
Great. Thank you, Yash. Now this brings us towards the end of the presentation. The feature that we just showed is going to be launched in preview shortly. If you want to join the waitlist, please scan the QR code that you're seeing. And if you can give us feedback, you can help us shape it even better. If you like what you saw today, Developer Connect is going to be covered in several other next sessions. Yesh has another demo on Friday, and there is a session on app topology that leverages Developer Connect. We will really appreciate your feedback on this session. Having said that, now we are open to your questions. Thank you.